Community Library's Crafternoon. My name is Rachel and I'll be helping you make this month's craft, our Christmas string trio. I've thought of the name myself. So if you've already stopped at the library and grabbed your craft pack, you'll need to gather a couple more things before we can start. You'll need some tape and some plastic wrap and a pair of scissors. So if you've got all those things gathered, let's get started. The first thing you'll do is take out of your craft pack our two patterns. And you'll see here, one of them is our large tree cone, and one is a pattern for our other two medium and small trees. So for our demo today, we're going to start with the large. All you'll do is cut out along this line to create your cone. And these are hand-drawn templates. So accuracy kind of gave way to creativity on this, so you may have to adjust a little bit. So once you have your large tree cut out, you just roll it in on itself until you create a cone. An overhang. Now it doesn't matter if it doesn't touch at the top. In fact, it's better if it doesn't. I don't know if you can see it very well, but you want to leave a gap at the top, kind of like a doo-doo-doo-doo. That way we'll be able to set our glitter ball topper on it once we're finished. So once you got the cone in a shape that you like, you can secure the edge with a piece of tape and then let him sit down on the table. And if you see that he's a little whopper jawed, you can trim off the edges so he stands straight. Or if you like the kind of natural leaning look, go for it. So your cone will end up looking something like this, if it's all taped and secure. And you'll just repeat the process for the medium and the small cones for your Christmas trees. Now, here's where the plastic wrap comes in. What this does is this keeps the glue from saturating the cone underneath, and that way it also helps to release from the cardstock. So, the dreaded plastic wrap. Try not to get it to tangle, huh? Alright, so get you a big old sheet of that out there, and you're just going to wrap your cone with it, top to bottom. And if your plastic wrap won't hold on to itself, you can secure it with a piece of tape, but most of the time it sticks pretty well. And if you have your overhang, I just tuck him right inside. It doesn't matter if he's wrinkly because your twine or your string is going to sit on top of this, and you won't be able to tell when we're done. So you have your cone all covered with plastic wrap. Tuck your stuff on the inside, and you'll repeat that for your other two cones. Here's where the messy part comes in. You're going to take your little container. This is just regular school glue, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of water to that. So just pop your top and add a couple things of water to it. 1, 2, and then give those some stirred up real well. And I'm trying to be really gentle, not splash this, so I look a little bit more professional. Is it working? Alright, so get it all mixed up in there, and we'll set that aside. And we're going to start with the large tree being your twine twee. So grab your twine, and we're going to use this as a large tree because I've given you more of it. But if you decide that you'd rather have one of the other colors be your large tree, you might have to get another thing of embroidery floss to finish that out to give you a thick coverage. But for our purposes, we're going to start with the twine for the large tree. So once you find the end, what we're going to do is we're just going to dip it into the glue a little bit at a time and just kind of squish it in there so it's saturated. And we're just going to kind of dip in glue as we go. And I like to start at the top. I just hold in with one hand and then I just start to wrap. Now on this first pass, and I'll just dip it in as I get to the dry part, I want to do a nice tight spiral all the way down the cone. That way it kind of gives the next layer something to grab onto. So all the way down. And again, if your cone's a little taller than you want it to be, you can stop short of the bottom. If you want it to be the same height, make sure you kind of hit pretty close to the bottom. So just keep wrapping all the way down, dipping and wrapping. You see I've created a spiral from the top to the bottom, and it doesn't have to be all next to each other, but you just want to give a nice base. And then from there, you just go wild. You can wrap it this way and that way, crosswise, whatever way is pleasing to you, but you do want to give some cross sections so it'll be supported. So you'll just finish out the rest of your twine, keep gluing, keep wrapping, and then once you get it all covered, you can finish the twine or however much you want it covered. Then you'll take your little bag of glittery glue or glittery snow, and you're just going to sprinkle some on it while it's still wet and it'll stick to the glue. You may want to do this over a piece of paper or a plate. That way you can save the extra for the other trees and for the end if you want to sprinkle a little bit more. So what you'll have when you're done is it'll look something like this. Now if you notice, this is a lighter twine because there's two different twines in there. Some people got darker twine, some people got lighter twine. This is the lighter twine. So when it's all done, then you'll just set it aside, and it takes about overnight to dry. Now you'll be tempted to start pulling it out before then, but don't. Believe me, I tried. It needs overnight. So, it's overnight. Hello, it's the next day. So good to see you again. Here we are. He looks all nice, and it's kind of stiff. You can tell he doesn't give away too much when you squish him. That means he's ready. So, what you do is you just kind of start pulling the cone away. And I just do that by squishing it. Just keep squishing or working your way up inside the cone. Kind of squeezing it together. Squeezing it together. Now if you'll notice some of my glitter's falling off, don't worry about it because we'll do some more at the end if you want. Just squeeze. And then twist once you get towards the top. And then you have your cone. And there you have it. That'll be your nice twine tree. I still can't say that. Well, twine tree. There you go. And then you'll just repeat the process for your other two trees there. And then set that aside. Now you can leave it natural looking, or you can add one of our little glitter balls. If so, you can just dip it in your extra glue and then put them on top, just like how they are here on the example. Now here's an option too. If you'll take out your slices from the bag, you can leave them just so they're just plain wood as bases for under your tree. There should be a large slice and then two smaller slices. If you want to, if you have any extra snow, you can just smear some glue along the edge and then sprinkle that snow on there if you want to continue the snowy look. If you like it just natural, just leave it plain, whatever way you like. In the end, you'll have something that looks like this, our Christmas string trio. I said it right. I'm so happy. I just want to thank you so much for your support of this program this year. Getting to craft as part of my job is a wonderful thing. Next month, Crafternoon will be moving to the first Thursday of the month, and we'll be making a Chinese New Year's planner. So I hope to see you then. Until then, Merry Christmas and have a crafty New Year.